was a working girl north of England way. Now she's hit the big time in the USA. And if she could only hear me, this is what I'd say. Honey pie, you are making me crazy. I'm in love but I'm lazy, so won't you please come home? Oh, honey pie, my position is tragic. Come and show me the magic of your Hollywood song. You became a legend of the silver screen, and now the thought of meeting you makes me weak in the knee. Oh, honey pie, you are driving me frantic. Sail across the Atlantic to where you belong. Will the wind that blew your boat across the sea kindly send her sailing back to me?
Normally she likes that song. You have therapy this afternoon? Welcome to my latest ranking and review, this time for the Beatles. Very white album. The Beatles, also known as the White Album, is the 9th studio album and only double album by English rock band The Beatles, released November 22nd, 1968. Its plain white sleeve contains no graphics or text other than the band's name embossed, which was intended as a direct contrast to the vivid cover artwork of the band's previous LP, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The Beatles is recognized for its fragmentary style and diverse range of genres, including folk, British blues, ska, music hall, and the avant-garde. It has since been viewed by some critics as a postmodern work, as well as among the greatest albums of all time. It topped record charts in Britain and the United States. No singles were issued in either territory, but Hey Jude and Revolution originated from the same recording sessions and were issued on a single in August 1968. The album has been certified 24 times platinum by the RIAA. The album cover. I think some people wouldn't like this album cover and they would rate it low. I give it an A+, because just like it said, it is, you know, after Sgt. Pepper and how popular that album cover became, the Beatles could have, you know, done another really fancy album cover, and then I think it was Paul McCartney decided, I think it was him that said all white, just a plain cover. But it's not completely plain because the Beatles is embossed on it, of course, and even my vinyl copy that I had, or my family had the whatever number it was at the bottom. So I think it was a perfect follow-up to well, Magical Mystery Tour 2, I guess, but for Sgt. Pepper, an A+. Sixth favorite songs. This was, for most of them, it was pretty easy, my favorites, but, you know, a couple others I could, there's so many to choose from that I love. But my favorites would have to be, in no particular order, Helter Skelter, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Your Blues, Dear Prudence, Birthday, and Long, Long, Long. My least favorite song, that's right, Revolution Number 9. And I know some of you out there will say, that's not a song. And my argument to that is, when you ask somebody, or you go online, how many songs there are on the Beatles' White Album, it's always 30, not 29. Revolution Number 9 is a track or slash song on the White Album. It's just hard to dance to. And seriously, a coincidence. Earlier today, I put on this white t-shirt. Get it? White t-shirt, and I'm doing a video on the White Album. Let's go through the songs now, quickly, because there's 30 of them, or 29, if you don't consider Revolution Number 9 a song. Back in the U.S.S.R., great opening track. And my memory of the very first time hearing it, because I live in Trenton, Ontario, and there's a big air base here, is, I'm in my bedroom and we put on the album and you hear the airplane. I seriously thought it was a plane and it was going to be crashing through the bedroom. Yeah, Back in the U.S.S.R. is a great opening track. And then Dear Prudence. Yeah, I was double checking to make sure that was in my top 6. And I'm doing 6 instead of 3 because it's a double album, obviously. But yeah, Dear Prudence is absolutely one of the most gorgeous, greatest Beatles songs. And of course, most of you know that Paul McCartney plays the drums on Back in the U.S.S.R. and Dear Prudence. And then Glass Onion. I love that song, and I love the references to Paul as the walrus and everything. Obladi Oblada, I've always loved. I know some people find it annoying, and some of the Beatles did, like George and John. But I think it's a great song. Wild Honey Pie, I know it's maybe a little annoying for some people, but I've never disliked it. And it's only a little snippet of a song anyway. And I never skip it. I love it. The Continuing Story of Bungalow Bill, one of the lesser songs on the album, if you had to rank them, but I still really enjoy it. And the humor in it. While My Guitar Gently Weeps, of course, is a classic. And for those that don't know, I did a top 10 worst Beatles song video that's still on my channel. Just a joke video, and I listed, a lot of the great Beatles songs, like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, in that list, and I mentioned that the great guitar solo by George Harrison. Of course, I know it's Eric Clapton, so I just like getting people upset thinking I'm serious. It's fun. Don't take everything on the YouTube seriously, especially on my channel. Happiness is a Warm Gun. That could have easily been one of my 6 favorites. It's great. Martha, My Dear, I'm So Tired. Blackbird is, of course, a classic. Almost any of these could have been in my top 6 favorites. Piggies, I've always loved. Rocky Raccoon, I love. Don't Pass Me By. That would have, besides Revolution Number 9, that might have been my least favorite. But that's gone up in stature in the last, I'd say, year or so. The last couple of times I've listened to this album, it's like, it actually is a really, really good song, and Ringo sings it well, and the fiddle in it and everything. I love it. Why Don't We Do It in the Road? Another one that some Beatles fans don't care for. I've always loved. I think it's a great vocal by, I was going to say John. John wasn't on that track, and he was kind of peeved about that, I guess, because he enjoyed the song. It was just Ringo and Paul. But great vocals by Paul. He kills it. It's not, one of the greatest Beatles songs, but still his performance was excellent. I Will is really sweet. Julia is really nice, of course. And then the rocky side, side 3 with Birthday. Your Blues, which, it's in my top 6. It would be, if I was ranking them, it would be right at the top with Helter Skelter and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. It's another song that through the years, you get, I don't know why it happens, but through the years, some songs that you really love go down the ranking a little bit and other ones go up. And Your Blues is right near the top. Mother Nature's Son is really nice. Everybody's Got Something to Hide except for Me and My Monkey. It's always been one of my favorites. Sexy Sadie. Helter Skelter is, of course, amazing, and once again, killer vocals by Paul. Long, Long, Long. Yep, that's in my top 6. And then side 4, which is, it is the weakest side of the 4 sides, but I still love it. Revolution Number 1. Honey Pie, which you heard at the very beginning. More of Paul McCartney's granny crap music, but I love it. And Savoy Truffle is great. Cry Baby Cry, very atmospheric, and great vocals by John. And it's once again another song that John says was crap or whatever, but I love it. And then Revolution Number 9, which I've always enjoyed. I'm sorry. Hearing it for the first time when I was 10 years old, it's like an audio horror movie. It was creepy and scary and enjoyable, but it's hard to dance to. So I never skip it. That's one video I want to do in the near future. Maybe with Glenn from the Basement, Glenn Kellaway from the Basement. About, if there's a particular album you love, like the White Album, and you hate a song on it or dislike it, like Revolution Number 9, do you still listen to it to pay respect to the band doing the album, or do you just skip it and say, I'm not listening to that crap? I can't dance to it. But yeah, I never skip any song on this album. I love it. And then finally, Good Night, which I was surprised when I had my two buddies over from YouTube, Glenn Kellaway from the Basement and Jack's Stereo Experience. I had to remember the name. They both dislike Good Night, and they think it's a poor way to close the White Album. But for my opinion, I think it's neat to have the aggression and the craziness of Revolution Number 9 and then end the album on it's like the difference between the White Album cover and Sgt. Pepper album cover. Such a contrast between those two songs, and I thought Good Night was a really sweet way and sincere way to end the album. So, in my rankings, Jinxie, you're back. Are you okay? In my rankings, or ratings first, I give this album an A+. I love every single second of it. And it goes to number 1 in my rankings. I would love your thoughts on the White Album in the comment section below. Jinxie! Now it's time to say good night. Good night. Sleep tight. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.